Donald Trump.
The outcome of games have been changed by what used to be phenomenal stuff. Now, these are rough guys. These guys want... what they're doing is incredible. And some of these guys sitting there watching, wow, what a beautiful tackle. 15 yards, that's the game is over. You can't kick a field goal anymore.
At all times wants to give off this tough guy persona.
Just getting some information in here, Alex, that I want you to talk about. Again, this is just coming across. It says as protesters gathered outside the White House on Friday night in Washington, President Trump was briefly taken to the White House underground bunker for a period of time. Again, that's according to a White House official and a law enforcement source. He was there for a little under an hour before being brought upstairs.
Except, of course, when he hides in a bunker because people protesting police brutality scares him. He's not alone, though, and the NFL has become soft line.
I've seen a lot of that as well, even in the tackling. And, that's an illegal... and I'm like, wait a minute. Like, how else are you supposed to actually play the game? With some of those things. I understand. We'll talk about concussions because I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I get some of it, but it is still a full contact game. And sometimes the flags that I see and the calls that I see being made on that are also like, wait a minute, we're not playing flag football. I mean, it is still, the NFL and it's tackle football.
Ditto with his son, Donald Trump Jr. Speaking of his children.
Would you let your son, Barron, play football?
It's a very tough question. It's a very good question. If he wanted to, yes. Would I steer him that way? No, I wouldn't. I just don't like the reports that I see coming out having to do with football. I mean, it's a dangerous sport. And I think it's really tough. I thought the equipment would get better, and it has. The helmets have gotten far better, but it hasn't solved the problem. So, I hate to say it because I love to watch football. I think the NFL is a great product, but I really think that as far as I've heard NFL players saying they wouldn't let their sons play football. So it's not totally unique, but I would have a hard time with it.
And thus, that hypocrisy brings us to this. On Truth Social, Trump would write, "I can't believe the National Football League is effectively getting rid of the always exciting kick-off return. Such an exciting part of football. What are they doing? Beginning of the end." I'm not sure why, what is that? Not sure why kickoff is two words, nor why he put return at the end. Same with KOR being capitalized, but nonetheless, the guy's an idiot. The new kickoff rules are in effect, okay? Here's a visual to explain what you are looking at. The football on the left-hand side represents the kicker, so like Justin Tucker. The kickoff and return team seen in the setup zone and landing zone cannot start moving until the ball hits the turf/grass or a returner fields it. Hogs Haven would write, there is one of 5 outcomes here. If it goes out of bounds or doesn't hit the 20, the ball is automatically placed at the 40. If the ball reaches the end zone in the air and thus downed or rolls out, it's a touchback, placed at the 30. How about going beyond the end zone? Touchback. If the ball comes down in the landing zone, it has to be fielded. Otherwise, the return team, I suppose, can take a chance on it rolling into the end zone. Where it is, you guessed it, a touchback. The reason for this, though, is because the NFL wants to continue clamoring that they believe in player safety. We all know it's a farce. Though in recent years, touchbacks have become so common and incentivized that it became rarer and rarer for runbacks to occur at all. Had the old format stayed intact, some believe the NFL would have simply eliminated the kickoff altogether. So it is true that kickoffs have long featured some of the highest speed collisions in the sport via CBS Sports, whereas the new setup greatly reduces the potential for players to gain full momentum before contact. It also promotes new kickoffs and somewhat incentivizes them as well. And hilariously from Newsweek, despite Donald Trump's assertion that the new rules were effectively getting rid of kickoff returns, the NFL reported that the change has had the opposite effect during the preseason, more than tripling the rate of returns. All right, so there's a few points here, okay? The first is, let's start with the latter. He is saying in his own, Truth Social post, right, that it's getting rid of an exciting part of football. What are they doing beginning of the end? No, I would say this is a resurgence. I would say that they recognize that the kickoff is still an exciting play, but we have to put out this facade of player safety. So we're going to try and limit injuries by having the kickoff just in a new version, in a new format, and already seeing the results. Didn't we have a kickoff return for touchdown on Sunday? It has become exciting again. The difference is guys just don't go full steam ahead anymore, which will probably help. Do I think it'll greatly help limiting head injuries? No, I don't. They're playing a contact sport, okay? They are trying to take each other's head off at any point, especially on a new version of the kickoff rule. So I don't buy this. But to say that it's ruined the game, let's just be real, all right? This is a man who holds gripes. He feels sour about the fact that when he bought in to a United States Football League team, the New Jersey Generals, what he wanted to do was move the league to fall. They were succeeding in spring. He had signed Doug Flutie. He had signed Herschel Walker. Yep, that Herschel Walker. And they were doing good as a league. It showed that there were football fans that cared about the sport, the product, year-round. He wants to move them to fall. According to journalist and author, writer extraordinaire Jeff Pearlman, in his book, Football for a Buck, which I highly recommend everyone checks out, Donald Trump called a meeting with the NFL commissioner at the time. And the commissioner... It was learned by Pearlman, It was learned by Pearlman that Trump admitted he did not care about his team with the USFL, and he was just trying to hedge his bets to then work his way into NFL ownership. He was told that as long as Trump was trying to buy a team and get into the NFL, it would never happen, the commissioner said at the time. So he has gone at the NFL time and time again because they wouldn't let him in. I mean, this is a man who gets mad if a interviewer doesn't ask, "Hi, how are you?" to begin. This is a man who holds a grudge and is known to hold a grudge from a person to a company to a team. Thus, the wheels were in motion when he won the presidency the first time and was in office, and Colin Kaepernick, Kenny Stills, many others protested, Eric Reed. He went to war with the Shield. He went to war against Roger Goodell. He went to war with friends of his, Robert Kraft, owner of the Patriots, and others, Stephen Ross, owner of the Dolphins, because he couldn't get in. That's what means the most to him, getting even, spiting people. And thus we had the entire kneeling for the anthem, even though it's totally their right thing that went on. And now you have this because whenever he sees that there is an opportunity to take a shot at the NFL, he'll do it. And he'll do it again and again and again, because this is who he is. This is what he does. This is what he is all about. Okay? So simultaneously, wasn't it a few years ago when he said he'll never watch again? And the product is just so bad, and I'll never watch again. I can't watch again. So you are watching. I think that's what we've learned. He is watching, and he'll continue to watch. It's similar and akin to when Charlie Kirk says that he'll never watch the NBA, and then a year later starts tweeting about the NBA, saying he'll never watch again and again and again. It's made up. It is made up to score cheap political points. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.